This was the ultimate coward sneak attack.
Coward.
Yeah, I mean, no question. And we paid a dear price. He chose our city. And that's just horrendous luck that he chose our city. He had 10 hours to change his mind. He could have changed his mind. Horrible, horrible situation for El Paso.
You're attacking my people. You're attacking my city. You're attacking my ethnicity. My family's from Juarez. You know, they were born there. My girls were at a cheer practice maybe 5 miles down the road. So it's very personal.
With me now is documentary filmmaker and director of the film 915, Charlie Minn. Also with me, Janet Murguia. She is the president and CEO of Unidos US. All right, Charlie, I want to start with you. You've been living in El Paso for the last 10 years. Why did you want to make this film?
Well, my films represent and honor innocent people who have been murdered. So the El Paso Walmart certainly fit that pattern for me to do a documentary. The killer's name is not mentioned once in the film. This is all to give a voice to the people who don't have a voice. The survivors, the victims, the family members, they were all interviewed. And it's a very emotional story. And I think we really have to keep in mind that in this particular mass shooting, Hispanics were targeted. This is completely unacceptable. And 3 out of the top 10 mass shootings in American history deal with Latinos being targeted. The Orlando Pulse nightclub, the San Isidro 1984 attack, and of course we have the Walmart shooting in El Paso. This needs attention, and it also needs activism. Hispanics being targeted, this has to stop.
Charlie, I want to play another clip from your documentary. This is William, who lost his mother in the shooting. Take a listen.
The best thing about my mom is she taught me how to be a great dad, putting family first. Number one were her kids. Always. She'd do anything for any of us. I know for me, she would do anything. If I needed anything, she was there to help. That's the kind of mom she was.
Yeah, I've never
Charlie,
lived in a
it is a year later. Yeah, no, I want to ask you, it's a year later. I mean, clearly these families are still grieving. This community is still grieving. What does healing look like?
Well, first, I just want to say I've never lived in a city that's that's more family-driven than El Paso. It's an outstanding city. It's my favorite city, and my adopted home. And this was a racist outsider that came into El Paso and did this. El Paso shouldn't change. El Paso, you're beautiful as it is. Don't change, because if you do, the killer is going to win. In terms of the healing aspect, I mean, this is going to take time. There's no doubt about it, Alicia. I mean, you just don't shoot 46 people and forget about it. What I don't like about this mass shooting, outside of the obvious, so many people were murdered, is that the way that this mass shooting has been described, people have ignored the hate aspect. They have to talk about the fact that Latinos were targeted. And I'm sick and tired of this mass shooting being clumped in with all the others. We seem to see one every week. But we got to understand this was a hate crime towards Hispanics and specifically Mexican people. That should be the rhetoric, because if you don't touch on these issues, it's going to continue. And again, out of the top 10 mass shootings in our country, 3 of them deal with hunting Hispanics. I mean, you can't make this up. This is absolutely unacceptable. And we need anger and we need emotion channeled in the right way to diminish these acts toward Hispanics.
All right, Charlie and Janet, thank you both. The Supreme Court says President Trump can use billions of dollars